great comp because you just never know what's going to happen. But look, I thoroughly enjoyed the game. North Geelong deserved their win. They were on top, undefeated for a long time, and people were calling them favourites. Over the last month, they've dropped away from favouritism. But a game like that, especially on a pretty big ground, you're going to have wind at St Albans. There's no doubt about that. So this game could be, and the pressure they could put on East, and I know they had a couple of injured players out both sides. I think it may be an indicator on what could happen at St Albans, and I think North Geelong, after that performance, can go back to being one of the favourites to win this year's flag.
They were pretty impressive, and I think probably Peter Riccardi, after that Bell Post Hill display, probably wouldn't have watched that video again. He might have addressed it briefly, but I reckon he would have gone back and showed him the game they played against Werribee and said, this is what we can do, this is what we're capable of. But again, I agree with you, Grub. I reckon the pressure, they would never put any pressure on Werribee the day they played them because they didn't have to, because they had the ball the whole time. Yeah. But today, that was exactly what you said, the best pressured effort from start to finish and all over the ground, not just in one end of the ground, all over the ground, which has enabled them to get up and obviously keep East Geelong, when they had the breeze, to a pretty low score and then been able to be effective into it. So you give credit where it's credit's due, and as I said, they've both sides have got some players to come back in, so there's a bit of firepower with the two or three that have got come back in, so it's pretty much of a muchness of what they've been able to put out there today, and it looks positive for them both actually going forward.
And Caleb Ezard as well. I mean, first game back since round 3. So the more games we get into him, the better he'll get, and he'll continually get better, and then he'll be more of a presence down there.
Well, he's going to need to, because I thought he got himself in position probably 3 times. It would have been 3 goals, and he didn't quite hold to any of them. Once he gets that under his belt, he'll start holding them, and he'll be a big advantage for them. Yeah,
that's the thing. As I say, you can go out and do training, and it's always pretty easy. But once you've got that little bit of pressure around you, and as I said, you don't know who the third man up's going to be, then that becomes a real not a point of difference to him. He needs to make sure he's getting himself in. He did put himself in the right position, but I reckon today he's not grabbed them as not freely as he probably would have liked. So, as I said, we all know we come back with a little bit of rust to be worn off, and hopefully that will improve his game and also give options to East Geelong as they push forward. Righto, who wants to start us off?
I'll start us off and just go straight to him. 1 vote, Cooper Pask. 2 votes, Mitch Abib, and 3 votes, Zach Schwenison.
Zachy Schwenison, okay, righto. We could have a big thing here. We hope someone's taken notes here. I've given 1 vote to Tommy Schwenison. I reckon he racked up the number of possessions through the ground. He was good in his work, as I said, in defensive work as well as his attacking work. A few good smothers during the course of the day. I gave 2 votes to Jasper George through the defensive end of North Geelong. I know he did a lot of kicking in back there, but still, I just reckon his work all day as a key backman was Jasper George.
What number was he?
27.
Number 27.
Oh.
And I've given my 3 votes to Cooper Vaughan. I thought he started the game sensationally, and just his awareness and his presence around the contest today was exceptional. So I gave my 3 votes to Cooper Vaughan.
Well, this is tough. I gave 1 vote to Cooper Vaughan. I thought he was very, very good all day. I know him and Pass took some of the ruck work, but his marking was just the marks that come over the top with pressure. He marked everything, and I thought he was terrific. I gave 2 votes to Mitch Abib. I just thought he gave everything. When we talked about the tackling pressure, he just was in everything. He went everything at 100 mile an hour, something that he probably didn't do a couple of weeks ago. So I thought he was terrific. And unfortunately, I've got to agree with the great man. I thought Jasper George was fantastic. I had him votes probably halfway through the third quarter. He's just stopped everything. But his kicking was, he might have muffed one up down here, but I thought Jasper George, very rarely do I give votes to a defender, but when you win games by stopping sides from kicking goals with the win, then the defenders come very important. So that's why I gave Jasper George 3 votes.
Well, he looks like he'll be the winner on 5 votes, because Cooper Vaughan has got 4, and Mitch Abib also 4. And the Swinisons in total have got 4 as well, but that was 2 players, not 1. So
earlier I could have given Desnoy a vote too.
Well, he was good. Actually, when you went through the list, you'd probably find a lot more of the North Geelong players. But as I said, there wasn't a really standout player for East.
I thought Monahan played well.
Monahan did a good job on Riccardi, really, because he played mostly on him. Like even the Fazio brothers today.
They were good.
Yeah.
They were good.
Yeah, just little things that they do during the course of a game makes a hell of a difference. And that performance, I think Peter Riccardi would be very, very happy. And as I said, as we move forward, now I'll just go through some games for next week, which I know it's round 14, but there is some fair bit of relevance going forward from this point on. Thompson take on Anarchy at Thompson. You would think Thompson possibly win that game, but I know Anarchy have played okay out there before, and with the injuries that Thompson have and not knowing what's coming back, that could be also very interesting.
Ask Mitch, he reckons they're past the post.
Bannockburn take on Corio out at Bannockburn. You would think Bannockburn possibly there. Another game, and I know they're both down the list, but Winchelsea